Another day, another dollar. How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here with a video on Deadpool and Wolverine, the third installment in the Deadpool movie trilogy. So I went to go watch this movie with a couple of friends of mine yesterday, and I wanted to make a video explaining my thoughts on this movie. Because even though I haven't watched the second Deadpool film, I did watch the first, which was like 6 years ago now. So I will be going back and watching those two, and then at some point rewatching the third one to see how I feel about all of them together. But for now, I'm just going to give my thoughts on the third one. This is going to be non-spoilery, so if you do want to watch this video before going to the movie, you can. But without further ado, let's get into my thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. So to start, I saw the reviews on this movie and people were genuinely liking it. A lot of my friends who went to go watch it said that it was a good movie, not like great or genre defining, but it was definitely a fun movie considering that like Logan was supposed to be Hugh Jackman's last movie, but he's back now. When stuff like this happens, usually it doesn't go too well. But all things considered, with my opinion on it now, I think it went pretty well. And this is coming from a guy who hasn't watched Logan but knows the legacy of Hugh Jackman. This is legit like Robert Downey Jr. / Chris Evans. This actor is the character. And so while Deadpool and Wolverine have a dynamic in the comics, seeing it on the live screen is going to be interesting because Ryan Reynolds is a good actor, especially when it comes to the Deadpool movies. The first one, he really brought the character to life. The second one I can't speak to, but I've enjoyed him as Deadpool. And in this movie, it's no different. I definitely feel like the actors felt at home with the characters because they were just having a good time with them. It's like the best way to describe it. The actors had fun, the movie itself was fun, the people in the theater had fun. If you go into this movie not with a low expectation but with an adjusted one, then you'll have a good time. And what I mean by that is that the story isn't going to be mind-boggling. You're not going to be sitting there experiencing an Infinity War level movie. This is more just like, this is Deadpool, Wolverine's in it, there's a plot there meant to bring them together, and then the end of the movie. And of course that's being reductive, but the plot isn't the most important part of the movie. The important part is that Deadpool and Wolverine are together, and of course the stuff going on with Fox and this being an ode to it. So all I'm really getting at is that if you go into this movie, don't expect a magnum opus, but definitely don't set the bar too low, because this is still a good movie. Where it succeeds, it really does succeed. Like with the comedy, the action was insane. Good lord, the action was insane. The music I thought was okay, it wasn't really anything crazy for me. The CGI I thought was good. There's a sequence in the beginning of the movie, like almost the very beginning, where I was like, wow, I'm not gonna lie, I was amazed. The set pieces were definitely interesting. Not crazy, but definitely cool. And I can say one thing for sure, this movie had to be an R-rated movie. There's no way around it. Because if it was PG-13, there was just so much that they could not do. Like wholeheartedly, with Wolverine and Deadpool, when they're regenerative factors, you would just be so limited in the comedy and in the action that giving it the R rating I feel like is 100% justified here. Like I mentioned earlier, the story itself isn't great, but it's not bad. All I asked for was a serviceable story so that everything in between connected together and it was coherent. To be fair, we got that. Genuinely, we got a coherent movie. Is it simple in its terms? Yes. But do I really need to ask for anything more in terms of the movie? No, not really. I enjoyed it for what it was, which was a cool spectacle of two characters coming together. My complaints with this movie, sometimes it can just be really corny. Like really corny. Some of the jokes are just hammed in or not funny, but most of the time the misses are outweighed by all the hits. Another thing was that they definitely played into the superhero-isms, the superhero landings, the slow walks, the explosions. It's like, alright, it's a little too much, you know, it's a little too much. It's hamming it up a little bit. But besides that, genuinely, like the peak of it isn't a 10, but the lows aren't below like a 6, in my opinion. I think this is generally just a solid movie that anybody can really go watch as long as you're not a kid, you know? My review of this movie, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I had fun experience at the movie theater, and definitely a good summertime film to come out. So with that being said, let me know down below what you think about this movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Please make sure to be mindful of the people who haven't watched this. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the Honda Odyssey, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.